Let's take a look at this example. We're supposed to find the partial fractions. What I'm going to do, first I'm going to rewrite this fraction as the sum of two fractions. In the denominator, I'm going to have basically x plus 1 in the first one, and in the second denominator, I'm going to have x minus 2. Simply, I'm going to split this denominator into two denominators. In the numerator, I'm going to have constant a and constant b. Next, I'm supposed to eliminate the denominators on both sides of the equation by multiplying left side and right side by the common denominator. Common denominator for the left and right side is, of course, x plus 1 times x minus 2. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to simply multiply left side by x plus 1, x minus 2, and in the denominator I'm going to have x plus 1, x minus 2, I'm doing everything step by step, equals, I have to multiply also this fraction by the common denominator, which is x plus 1, x minus 2 times a over x plus 1 plus x plus 1 x minus 2 times b over x minus 2. X plus 1 and x plus 1 will cancel out, x minus 2 and x minus 2 will cancel out, x plus 1 and x plus 1 will cancel out, and x minus 2 and x minus 2 will cancel out. And I'm going to end up with 11x minus 4 equals x minus 2a plus x plus 1b. Next, I'm supposed to eliminate the parentheses by distributing the constants into the parentheses. Copy down everything, whatever we didn't use. 11x minus 4 is equal ax minus 2a plus bx plus b. Next, we're supposed to organize this equation. What I mean by that, we're supposed to combine the like terms on the right side first. So I have 11x minus 4 is equal ax plus bx minus 2a plus b. Copy down 11x minus 4 equals, and I can factorize x, and I'm going to have a plus b x minus 2a plus b. Next, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to look at the terms with the variable x. We have to make sure that the term on the left side with x is going to be equal to the term with the x on the right side. Also, we're supposed to look at the constants on the left side and constants on the right side. They also supposed to be equal to each other. Okay, so these terms with x supposed to be equal, we're supposed to make them equal, and the constants also supposed to be equal. So what are we supposed to do? Simply write 11 must be equal to a plus b. And look at the constants. I have minus 4 has to be equal minus 2a plus b. Now, I have two linear equations. We're supposed to solve these two equations for a and b. How I can do that? I can use the elimination method, and by multiplying the top equation by 2, I'm going to eliminate a first. So 2 times 11 gives me 22 equals 2 times a gives me 2a, 2 times b gives me 2b. I have to copy the second equation. Minus 4 equals negative 2a plus b. 2a and minus 2a will cancel out. They're going to subtract each other. And I'm going to end up with 22 minus 4 gives me 18 equals 2b plus b gives me 3b. In order to find b, I have to divide both sides of this equation by 3. b is equal 6. In order to find a, I'm supposed to use one of these equations. I'm going to use the first one, and I have 11 is equal a plus b. I have to find a. In order to find a, I have to move b to the other side. I have 11 minus b equals a, which is equal 11 minus 6 is equal a. So I can say that a is equal 5. This is my a, and this is my b. So I can say that my partial fractions are, instead of a, I'm supposed to write 5 over x plus 1 plus, instead of b, I'm supposed to write 6 over x minus 2. And these are the partial fractions for this fraction. Let's take a look at this example. We're supposed to find again the partial fractions for this fraction. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to rewrite this fraction as the sum of two fractions. I'm going to have in the first fraction, the denominator, I'm going to have x minus 8, and I'm going to have over here x minus 9. Because in the denominator of my first fraction, I have first degree expression, my numerator is going to be constant. Remember, in the numerator, I'm going to have always expression which is 1 degree less than the denominator. So if this is the first degree expression, the numerator has to be constant. The same story is going to happen over here. I have first degree expression, my numerator must be constant. That's why I'm going to write b over here. Next, I have to find values of a and b. How I can do so? I have to multiply the left side and the right side of my example by common denominator. Common denominator for all these fractions are x minus 8 and x minus 9. That's why I'm going to multiply left side by x minus 8, x minus 9, by negative 15x plus 128 over x minus 8, x minus 9. I multiply left side by the common denominator for all my problem, and also I have to multiply this fraction by the common denominator, which is x minus 8, x minus 9 times a over x minus 8 plus x minus 8, x minus 9 times b over x minus 9. Take a look what will happen. X minus 8 and x minus 8 will cancel out. X minus 9 and x minus 9 will cancel out. X minus 8 will cancel out, and x minus 9 will cancel out. Let me rewrite everything whatever left. I have minus 15x plus 128 is equal x minus 9a plus x minus 8b. Next, I'm supposed to distribute these constants into the parentheses in order to eliminate the parentheses. Copy down everything whatever we are not going to use. So I have minus 15x plus 128 is equal ax minus 9a plus bx minus 8b. Next, I'm supposed to combine the like terms on the left side. I mean, we're supposed to put the terms with x next to each other and the constant also next to each other. So I'm going to have minus 15x plus 128 is equal ax plus bx minus 9a minus 8b. Next, I'm going to factorize x. I have minus 15x plus 128 is equal a plus b x. I factorize x from these two terms minus 9a minus 8b. Because the left side has to be equal to the right side, so the coefficients of x supposed to be equal and the constants supposed to be equal. What I mean by that? Coefficient to this x is minus 15 must be equal to coefficient to this x. We have a plus b, and I have constant 128 must be equal to negative 9a minus 8b. Now, take a look what we have. We have the system of linear equations. We have two unknowns and we have two equations. We have to find value of a and b. So what we can do? First, I would multiply the top equation by 8. Multiply the top equation by 8. And let's take a look what we are going to have. 8 times 15 is equal 120 negative equals 8 times a is 8a plus 8b. And I'm going to copy down the second equation. I have 128 equals negative 9a minus 8b. Next, I'm supposed to add these two equations to each other. So I have 8, let me just add them up. 8 and negative 8, they're going to eliminate each other because 8 minus 8 gives me 0. And I have minus 120 plus 128 is 8 equals, and I have 8 plus negative 9 is negative a. So I have negative a. In order to find a, I have to divide both sides equation by negative 1. Negative, negative will cancel out, and I can say that a is equal negative 8. This is the first numerator for my problem. Next, I'm supposed to find b. I'm supposed to take one of these equations and find b. I'm going to take the first one because it's the simplest one. And I have minus 15 equals a plus b. A we're supposed to replace by negative 8, and I have minus 15 equals negative 8 plus b. In order to find b, I'm supposed to move my negative 8 to the other side of the equal sign. And I'm going to have minus 15 plus 8 equals b. Minus 15 plus 8 is equal negative 7. So I can say b is equal negative 7. I found the second numerator. So I can write my answer as a is equal negative 8 over x minus 8, and I have b is negative 7 over x minus 9. Now, negative divided by invisible positive sign is going to give me negative, and I'm going to have 8 over x minus 8. Negative times positive gives me negative. I have negative 7, and I have x minus 9. And this is the solution to my problem.